on top of Siler Bald. I guess we're, what, 6 miles in? 7 miles in?
Probably about 6.
6 miles in for the day. And as you can tell, I haven't shot any video at all. It was a kind of a dreary day. Some rain this morning. It's kind of cold. And yet again, I fell asleep and forgot to put my phone in airplane mode. So I burned through way too much battery power last night. So hopefully I won't have to cut the videos too short on the rest of the trip through the Smokies. But right now, the Smokies, all we've seen after the first day at Shuckstack is rain, fog, climb, descent. Horrible to say, but I think most of us are just ready to get out of the Smokies, and we still got a couple days. So we turn it around though and see the one nice sight we have seen. The view from the top of Siler Bald. For any pilots out there, it reminds me completely of like flying a VFR on top day. You get clearance through the clouds and you pop up in the clouds, and I think we're about 5,500-ish. So get a VFR on top clearance and just skim the top of the clouds. Beautiful. But as I pan around more to the north, there's Clingmans Dome. And we should be there in a little while. Hopefully the clouds stay where they are, because that could be a really pretty view from up there. So you gotta love the signage on the trail here. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? They don't know either. So I think T-Rex is pointing south, and is it official now?
Temporarily.
TBA is pointing north. You have to figure out what TBA stands for. So that's our way forward toward Clingmans Dome. All right, just prior to coming into Double Spring Gap Shelter, there's a pretty little stand of evergreens. I think they're firs. But oh, we lost the sun again. You can kind of see a peak out there, which I doubt you can see on the film. But we'll be to the shelter here in just a couple minutes, and then we'll take a short break, and next stop will be Clingmans Dome. Onward. All right, here's Double Spring Gap Shelter. Probably just a really short break, maybe, because this is the first shelter with a privy. Take a short break here, and then continue on up Clingmans Dome. All right, so we are probably just a few tenths of a mile into the climb from Double Spring Gap up to Clingmans. It's going to be a long climb, but more of this evergreen forest that really reminds me of the West Coast. Not the West Coast, but out west. We actually saw the sun for a couple seconds, and kind of hoping when we get up to Clingmans, he'll have some sun, or at least be able to see over the clouds like we saw from that bald. For those that don't know, unless I'm mistaken, and I don't think I am, Clingmans Dome here in the Smokies is the highest point on the Appalachian Trail. So I guess that means from there on out it's all downhill. At least I can look at it that way. But we've got like 2.5 miles of climb before we get there. And it's 3:30 now. So I'm guessing we'll be up there around 5 o'clock. And we'll see what we see. But I will say, we have to stop talking about pizza. It's making me hungry. Thinking mellow mushroom in Nashville sounds awesome. Come on, Kelly, hurry up and get here. So that peak in front of us is the shoulder of Clingmans Dome. It's kind of in and out of cloud. We still have some climb in about, I think, 0.8 of a mile. So we're hoping for some clearing before we get up there. I'd really love to have a view off of there. About halfway up that climb, kind of looks like islands in the clouds. What's amazing, I guess the Smokies actually do have views. Fingers crossed for Clingman. All right, so we made it up top of Clingmans Dome. Not a ton of view, but there is a little. So you don't want to see me. Let me flip this around so you can see the view. All right. So there's to the north. Again, the same kind of islands in the clouds. And if we swing around to the west and to the south, fortunately it's clouded over, but that's the way we came from. And there is a sign that shows, like there was Shuck Stack, the tower from a couple of days ago. Chia Bald from a long time ago. I don't know, not a lot long ago, maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And if you've never seen this before, which I doubt there's many of you that haven't, to get up here, you travel up this spiral walkway. And again, for those that don't know, that haven't really followed the AT much, like most of my family, this is the highest point on the Appalachian Trail. And that it marks the 200-mile mark right here. So it's kind of cool to get here. So we hung out a little too long talking to another through hiker, and then up at Clingmans Dome.
A lot of roots right here.
Gotcha. So we're doing a little night hiking. And I know, there we go, it's a little more focus. But we're almost at the turnoff to the shelter here in the next couple tenths of a mile. But probably shouldn't have hung out as long there and as long looking at Clingman's Dome, but whatever, we're fine. Now what's interesting is I just got a satellite text from Kelly saying there's now a winter storm warning for tomorrow. So it could drop 6 inches of snow on us. So we'll have to decide what to do about that. My guess is probably nothing. We'll just keep hiking on. But as long as Newfound Gap is open, I guess there is potential we could walk the 5 miles of Newtown Gap, get a shuttle down to Gatlinburg and hang out for the day. But I don't know. I think T-Rex is already at the shelter, so we'll have to wait and catch him and see what he has to say. All right.